Keep losing at Yu-Gi-Oh? Try these 5 tips. Get a better deck, bro. I understand. I love playing with old school decks. I like Toons, I like Lightsworns, I like Phantom Knights, I like all of these decks that aren't quite at the same power as something like Kashtira. You can win with those. But when you are building Rogue or you're building tier 4 or tier 5 deck, you've got to keep something in mind. Every deck needs 2 things. Doesn't matter what you're playing, you need to have some sort of way to actually win, to actually get your opponent down to 0 life point, or to use some sort of alternate win condition or mill them out. You need some way to actually win, a plan in mind for how you are going to win. And the second thing you need is a way to actually get to that win condition. You need a way to get there every time, or almost every time. Not if I get the perfect 4-card combo at the beginning of the duel, I can OTK and I can win. If your win condition is to mill them out, then you need a way to mill cards effectively and to stall until you win. If your deck is all about getting Exodia, then you need a whole bunch of draw and a whole bunch of ways to stall. Stop giving your opponent so much information. All the time I go to locals and someone's like, oh man, I bricked game 1. Oh man, I could not find Stratos. Oh man, I had 3 Ancient Gear Golems in my opening hand last match. I just sat down at the table and I know exactly what this guy's playing. I know exactly why he lost. I know exactly what the downfall of his deck is. A lot of times even the opposite can happen. They'll be like, oh man, I killed it match 1. I got this out and I failed at my whole combo. And now I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, well I don't have to worry about Nibiru. I know he has a negate set up. I know exactly every single thing he's planning on doing. And I just sat down at the table with him. Don't give your opponent more information than you have to. Don't tell him about the first match. Don't tell him about the second match. If he's like, hey, you're X2, how's it been going? What's been going on? Why'd you lose? Be like, oh, you know, sometimes it is what it is. Hit or miss. Oh man, just not my day. Don't be rude, but don't give more information than you have to. Tip number 3, don't give up so easily. All the time, people see their opponent set up a great board and they just scoop immediately. I understand that you're worried about getting to game 3. I understand that timing is a bitch when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh! But you have got to try. You've got to see what your 6th card is. You've got to see if your opponent actually knows how to win from his current position. You have been giving away games you don't have to. It's frustrating to see a super powerful board that you don't know if you can do anything against. It's frustrating to summon Stratos and get Ash Blossomed right away and be like, oh fuck, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Scoop. No, play it out. I know time can be a bitch. 9 times out of 10, unless you or your opponent is playing some sort of floodgate deck, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna get your 3 games in. Finish the games, especially game 1. You gotta win when you can. Don't give up. Tip number 4, learn how to side. 15 cards. That's all you get. They are the most important part of your deck. Learn how to make a side deck. Here's what a side deck is not. It is not 15 cards that you wanted to put in your main deck that you didn't have room for. Here's what you need to have. You need to have cards for when you know you're going first. You need to have cards when you think or know you are going second. And you need to have cards for each matchup you expect to see. Don't waste the spots you have. When you're going second, side in your going second cards. When you're going first, side in your going first cards. When you're playing against Kashtira, side in those cards. When you're playing against Sword Soul, side in those cards. When you're playing against Sprite, side in those cards. Whatever you are playing, side the cards for that matchup. Prepare for those specific matchups. Don't go in there and be like, oh, I have no idea what I'm supposed to side against Kashtira. Kashtira is tier 1. You are going to see it. Know what to side against it. Oh man, I have no idea what to side against Sprite. Chances are, at least one person in your tournament is going to be playing Sprite. Have that in mind. Do research. Prepare. That's the only way you're going to win more. Tip number 5, realize you don't have to be perfect right now. Most of the time, when you are losing consistently, it is to people who have been playing a long time. And if it's not to people who've been playing a long time, it's to people who are putting a lot of time, effort, and money into the game right now. I know it's frustrating. I know you want to win today, but realize all you got to do is be getting better and better and better. You're not going to master the whole game overnight. It's a complicated game. Do the best that you can, learn, take some notes, and get better next time. Get better the next time after that. Get better the next time after that. In a year, 6 months, all of a sudden you're the one that's kicking ass. You're the one that has experience. You're the one that knows exactly what to do against Sword Soul, against Sprite, against Kashtira, against Tier Elements, against whatever. Because you were there when they happened. You know what to do against the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. Because all of a sudden you have experience against those decks. Right now, you don't have experience against everything. If you are new to the game, it's okay. You don't have to be be perfect. You don't have to win right now. Have a good time, get better. Next time, you'll kick some ass. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, make sure to check out this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.